to another episode of Throwing It Back. Throwing It Back. Welcome to another episode of Classic Dallas Cowboys Talk with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ is Lord. Let's not waste no more time. Let's get right to it. As you can see, you can probably barely see my face. I kind of moved my laptop from where it was, so I could, thinking I would get some light, but nah, not happening. So it is what it is. Okay. Anyway, so let me just say it is before I get into this topic. CeeDee Lamb is going to get paid. Okay. Dak Prescott is going to get paid. Michael Parsons is going to get paid. Okay? So do yourselves a favor. So let's do ourselves a favor, okay? Cowboy Nation. Let's stop worrying about CeeDee Lamb, okay? He's going to sign. Dak is going to sign. Michael Parsons is going to sign. Okay? Just give it time. Okay? All right. Now, Tony Casillas, okay? He kind of ties into the Falcons, Cowboys, brief rivalry during the early part of the 1990s, okay? And so, in 1990, Jerry Glanville's first season, nobody liked Jerry Glanville. When I say nobody, I mean opposing coaches didn't like Jerry Glanville. He came from the Houston Oilers. Sam Weiss didn't like him. Chuck Noll didn't like him. Bud Carson, who was coaching the Cleveland Browns at that time, didn't like him. And Jerry Glanville was one. Jerry Glanville could agitate you in so many ways, okay? And he obviously agitated Tony Casillas from the first day Glanville got out the job, okay? So Tony Casillas actually held out in a contract dispute, okay? He actually held out in a contract dispute. And so, and he eventually ended up losing his starting job to Torrey Epps, okay? Torrey Epps was the other defensive lineman who was playing with the Falcons at that time, and he lost his starting job to Torrey Epps, and he missed a flight, and he also missed the team flight. So, for those of y'all may see some lighting issues. Y'all may see bright light. Y'all may see dark, but I want to bring y'all some content. Okay, haven't brought y'all none in the past couple of weeks, so. And I'm going to bring y'all more on a consistent basis, as I said. But I'm normally in bed by now, but got called into work. So, hey, it is what it is, right? Anyway, so Tony Casillas fell out of favor with Jerry Glanville, and Jerry Glanville and Tony Casillas basically said that with Glanville, there are no room for egos. Okay? And Tony Casillas just didn't show up for one game. Okay? And so he lost his starting job. Tony Casillas did. And he fell out of favor with Jerry Glanville. He was benched. And it was during the last game of the 1990 season where the Cowboys lost 24-7, I believe. It was 24-7, I believe. 27-7. The Cowboys lost. And in the locker room, in the Falcons locker room before the game, Jerry Glanville actually told a story where he said the Cowboys actually had bottles of ice, bottles of champagne ready to celebrate when they made the playoffs. Okay. So that was obviously a lie. But Jerry Glanville riled up his players by saying that. He riled them up by saying that. Okay. So Jerry Glanville riled up the Falcons, and they went out and won 27-7. Okay. So and Troy Aikman was injured. That was obviously the Babe Laufenberg game. So after the game, you remember when Earl Thomas came up to Jason Garrett as the Cowboys were walking back to the locker room a few years ago? You remember when Earl Thomas walked up to Jason Garrett a few years ago? And Earl Thomas was basically saying, hey, come get me. Okay? Well, a similar situation occurred in 1990 after the game. After the game was over, Tony Casillas went up to Jimmy Johnson. And Tony Casillas said, hey, Jimmy, if there's any way I can play for you guys, if there's any way I can play for you guys, get me. And lo and behold, that offseason, the Cowboys traded for Tony Casillas. Go figure. The Cowboys traded for Tony Casillas. Yeah. So Tony Casillas really wanted to play with the Cowboys, and Jimmy Johnson was like, okay. Went out and traded for Tony Casillas in the off season. Okay. So that's part of the Cowboys Falcons rivalry that was heated. That was really heated because of Jerry Glanville. Okay. I knew Jimmy Johnson couldn't stand Jerry Glanville. That's supposed to be honest. Tony Casillas and Jimmy Johnson couldn't stand Jerry Glanville. And I don't think the Cowboys as a whole could stand the Atlanta Falcons after what he did in 1990. The season-ending game in 1990. So fast forward to 1991, the final game of the regular season. Cowboys are 10-5. Okay. Falcons are 10-5. And so if the Falcons win, the Cowboys go to New Orleans to play the Saints. And the Falcons will go to Chicago to play the Bears. Okay? So there were lots of big plays in that game. The Cowboys blocked the punt, blocked the Falcons punt. Alexander Wright returned a kickoff 102 yards for a touchdown. Michael Irvin had a touchdown. I believe, Emmitt Smith scored a touchdown. And the Falcons made their share of big plays too. Michael Haynes caught one on Isaac Holt. Caught a long touchdown pass on Isaac Holt. And so if you watch NFL films, old school NFL films, NFL films has that those sound bites of Jerry Glanville in Dallas, where he's saying, I don't want you getting a penalty, Campbell. You get a penalty, your ass is walking out. You're with me? And so then Jerry Glanville's talking to a referee. And he's asking the referee, where do you live? Where's your home? Where do you live? Where's your hometown? Dallas? Oh, ew. Now, how I know? He's from Dallas. How the hell do I get the Dallas official? Hey, he's from Dallas. Are you Jimmy Johnson's neighbor? No. And so, Jerry Glanville, always trying to seek an advantage. He was asking one of the sideline people on the sidelines. He asked one of the people on the sidelines. He said, "What do you do for a living?" He asked this at the last game of the season at the Dallas Cowboys. He said, "What do you do for a living?" The guy said, "I sell children's clothes." And then Jerry Glanville went like, "Children's clothes? I got a 9-year-old. You got anything on sale? So, so that was Jerry Glanville in a nutshell. Nonetheless, the Cowboys won 31-27. Okay. And defeated the Bears 17-13, of course. Then they played the Falcons again in 1992. That's when the Cowboys clinched the NFC East. And they defeated the Falcons 41-17. And the Falcons turned the ball over quite a bit. And I believe they turned the ball over their first possession of the game. Go figure. Then, of course, there's that Emmitt Smith run where he stood up by about 7 or 8 Falcons. Then they don't get him on the ground, and he ends up running for a touchdown, which really pissed off Deion Sanders because Deion Sanders flipped over the bench on the Falcon sideline. So, yeah, they lost 41-17. The Falcons did. So, yeah, so I know Tony Casillas was happy. I know Jerry. I know Jimmy Johnson was happy too. All right, that's it. And that's all for Classic Cowboys Talk. I'm out of here. God bless you all. Peace out.